It is a beautiful and actually somewhat cool for a change morning to fert all over some trees. Probably hard to show this on camera, but an update on the green giant arborvitaes. I was feeding 2 of the 4 that I have on my side yard here. These 2 down here are not getting fed, and the 2 in the front, this one and one that's off camera in front of me right here. The 2 that I have been feeding versus the 2 that I haven't, I've noticed that one, they have a much darker green color than the 2 that I haven't. Those 2 down there are still kind of like this limeish green color versus the ones that I've been feeding. Like I said, they're much darker than those 2 down there. And the 2 that I have been feeding, the limbs are not drooping down and looking all sad and depressed like the 2 that I haven't been feeding. So they're looking good. Speaking of fertilizing trees, I want to fertilize the tree that I've got in my front yard. I'm gonna give it the same drink of goodies that I just gave my green giant arborvitaes with the 402 FloraGreene. We're also gonna talk about when you should fertilize trees, how to measure to figure out how much 402 FloraGreene you need for the trees, all that good stuff. So let's get into it. Let's start off by talking about when you should fertilize trees. Now, the best time to do this is going into spring and going into fall. Just as your leaves start to fall off the tree, that's when you want to hit them in the fall time. What's happening is all the energy that's at the top of the tree is getting sent down into the root system so it can store up whatever energy it can for the winter time. So by hitting it with some liquid goodness from the 402 FloraGreene at this time of the year, the tree's gonna soak up all those goodies and it's gonna send it down into the root system and store it up for the winter. The opposite's gonna The opposite's gonna happen in the springtime. When it's coming out of dormancy, it's gonna take that energy that it's stored up for the winter, it's gonna send it up through the tree and into its branches and start to form some new growth. So in the spring, you wanna spray the trunk again with some 402 FloraGreene so that as it's sending that energy up through the trunk, it's grabbing that liquid goodness and those goodies that we give it from the 402 FloraGreene and sending it up into the branches where it can get utilized. Now let's talk about measuring the tree so we know how much 402 FloraGreene we need to give it. In order to do this, you're gonna need something like a good old piece of rope or a string. You're gonna go up the tree to about breast height. You're gonna take your rope or your string, you're gonna wrap it around the tree, pulling it as tight as you can until the end meets the rope. And then you're gonna mark that point on the rope, kind of like this right here, till the end meets the rope. Then you'll mark that spot on the rope and you'll simply just measure that length right there from here to here. So for my tree here in the front, the circumference, which is that measurement around the tree that we just got with our string or our rope, I measured that with the tape measure and I got about 26 inches. Now to figure out the diameter, I'm gonna divide that by pi or 3.14. When I did that, I got 8.28 and some change. So to make the math easy, I'm just gonna round down to 8. So going by the spec sheet that's on 402 FloraGreene, because we have a healthy tree on our hands, we're only gonna do a 1/2 ounce of 402 for every caliper inch. 8 caliper inches, that's gonna equal 4 ounces total of 402 FloraGreene that I need to give to my tree. So I'm gonna simply just fill up the orthodilane spray with 4 ounces of 402 FloraGreene, put it on a setting of 3, and then I'm gonna spray my tree starting at the base and working up to about breast height or where I took my measurement. And I'm gonna spray from the base of the tree up to that breast height all the way around just until it starts to run back down the tree. And that's it. That's all there is to it. Again, you're gonna make this application twice a year. You'll do it in the spring and in the fall. If the tree was sick or diseased, I would add 002 microgreen into the mix. I would do a 1/2 ounce of it for every ounce of 402 FloraGreene that I'm giving to the tree. So in my case, if this tree needed that, I would do 2 ounces of 002 microgreen because I'm doing 4 ounces of 402 FloraGreene. What other questions do you have when it comes to fertilizing trees with 402 FloraGreene or 002 microgreen? Leave those in the comment section below. Hit the thumbs up on this video, share it out to all your friends and neighbors. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and click on that bell to get the notifications for every time I upload a new video. Keep on keeping on, my lawn care and tree brothers and sisters from other misters. And I will catch you next time.